Hello dearest friends, welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. In today's video, I really want to share with you a couple of the books that I plan on picking up in the month of June because it's June already, it's almost summer and I'm really in a summery vibe. I have all of my cutesy summer clothes out already and it's already hot. I went to my first pool visit yesterday. I'm working on my tan already, so I'm really happy with the summer already here knocking at our doors. I am the type of person who loves all seasons. Honestly, I just enjoy all of the perks of each and every season. So I'm looking forward to all the little day trips we're going to do over the weekends in the summer. I really am looking forward to a seaside vacation that we're going to plan out. And I'm just looking forward to being outside more. So I very much am looking forward to the whole month of June, the whole month of July, the whole month of August and September as well. Those are going to be really fun months for me and my family. So I'm also really looking forward to summery reads. I'm really in the mood for summery books, for ones that take place during summer, for ones that have like road trips and vineyards and all kinds of things that you enjoy doing during the summer. So I'm really looking forward to those kinds of reads, and I definitely have a couple of those on this list as well. So let me just go ahead and dive in and share with you a couple of the books that I plan on picking up in the month of June. So besides summery reads, June is also Pride Month, so I definitely want to pick up a couple of either sapphic or romance books, and the first one that is on my list for sure is going to be Alison Cochrun's latest release. It's Here We Go Again. This is a sapphic romance where there is also a road trip involved, so I think it's also set in summer because one of the heroines is a teacher, so it's going over like the summer vacation period that the whole road trip thing is going on. So I think it's a perfect summery read, but also it fits into Pride Month. So I definitely want to pick up this book as soon as I can in the month of June. Maybe it's going to be my first read. I just need to see how it's going to work out. I have the audiobook available to me for that one, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And I definitely want to see that I also read a male romance this month. I just haven't picked which one that's going to be because I have been reading a lot of Formula One romances lately, and I found one that is but I think the audiobook will become available to me at the end of the month or the beginning of July, so I just need to see if I'm going to get to that one this month. But yeah, regardless, I'm sure that I'm going to find male romances to pick up as well. I just haven't picked out which one yet. The next book is a new release that is going to come out halfway throughout June. Is the latest release by Hazelwood called Not in Love. This one is going to be another STEMness novel where we have, I think, like a secret relationship, so like maybe a forbidden relationship if I remember correctly from the synopsis that I read like quite a while back. I think it's like someone who works, like the heroine is working for a company that is going to be taken over by another company, and the guy is like the person who is from the company that's taken over, and they shouldn't have any relationship together because it's like a merger period and something like that. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but I think it's like a forbidden, like co-workers with benefits kind of situation if I'm not mistaken, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've enjoyed, I think, almost all of books that I've read by Hazelwood, so this is a definite must for me this month. Another new release that I'm definitely picking up on release day is the new release by Ashley Poston. It's going to be called A Novel Love Story. This one is going to be interesting because again it will feature some kind of magical realism element in it, as was the case for The 7-Year Slip and The Dead Romantics by this author, the previous two releases by this author, and I'm really looking forward to see how this one is going to work out. If I'm not mistaken, it's something like someone who, like, she's a prolific reader, so she really loves reading, and she goes, I think, on, it's not a road trip, but she needs to get somewhere with her car, and her car breaks down, and she gets into this small town that is supposedly this magical small town, like almost like the town that you are wishing or reading about in a novel. So essentially her like most coveted small town that she has read about in a book. So that sounds really cute to me, and I'm really looking forward to see who the love interest is going to be within this small town, and I've really enjoyed those two last releases by this author, so the new release is definitely going to be a must for me to pick up. Now the next couple of books are books by authors that I've already picked up books from, and I'm sure, or at least I expect, that I'm going to like the books by these authors. The first one being the latest release by Jennifer Hartmann called Older, which features a very big age age gap relationship between the hero and heroine. I don't want to know too much about this one. I really enjoyed the book that I read by this author, Still Beating. It was a dark romance. This one isn't dark per se, but it does feature a forbidden kind of taboo relationship, and I'm really looking forward to picking up an age gap romance that I'm potentially going to love, because those are kinds of stories that I really tend to enjoy. So this one is definitely on my radar. And then another book by an author that I'm familiar with is the latest release by Tarah DeWitt called Savor. This one I also don't want to know anything about. I think there is a foodie aspect to it, but I really have steered clear from any kinds of recommendation videos or wrap-ups that feature this book, because I really want to go into it as blind as possible, and I really hope that I'm going to love it, because the cover for this one is just simply gorgeous and I really hope that I'm going to love it as much as everyone else has. Another author that I became familiar with last year thanks to Caitlin from the Love Librarian is A.H. Cunningham. She has this romance called Out of Office that I believe when I read the synopsis for it, it looked like it's going to be like this summer vacation kind of romance. Like they're going on vacation somewhere or they meet at a vacation spot. I'm not sure. I didn't really read through the synopsis. I just saw that it's going to be a summary read. And like I mentioned, I'm all in the mood for summary reads. And then when I saw the cover for it, it's gorgeous as well. So I definitely want to pick up this book during my summary period now. If I contemplate on what I loved about A.H. Cunningham's book that I read last year, it's that it's really spicy, but it doesn't lack plot. So I really am hoping that this one is going to be similar to the one that I read last year. Now, the last couple of books that I have on my list for my June TBR are books by authors that I have not read anything by before. I really am looking forward to discovering new to me authors that I'm going to potentially love and read more by. The first one is one that I believe that Ava from Ava Romance Books was talking about a couple of months ago. This one is a ballet dancer romance, which is called Pas de Don't by Chloe Angyal, that the author's name is. So this one I have through Kindle. I'm going to be reading the ebook for it, and I really am looking forward to more dancer romances. I really love when there is dancing involved in books, in romances specifically. And I haven't really read any romances, I think, at least that I can think of lately, where the romance is between two ballet dancers. So I'm really looking forward to this one as well. Now, there are a couple of romance authors that are very popular and have been very popular lately that I haven't read anything by. I really want to get acquainted with their writing styles, with their books, to see if I'm going to be reading through their backlist. The first one being Laura Pavlov. She, I think this year or at the end of last year, released Loving Romeo, which is, I think, a small town fighter romance. So the guy is a boxer or MMA fighter. I'm not sure what kind of sport he does, but he's some kind of a fighter, I think, the male main character. And Laura Pavlov, as far as I know, she writes the small town series where there's like 3 or 4 books within one series, and they typically follow different couples but within the same like found family aspect within them. And I've been hearing nothing but good things about Laura Pavlov's small town romances, so I really want to try one out to see if I'm going to love it and see whether I can work through her backlist. And then another one of the authors who writes small town romances that I want to discover this year is Ashley Munoz. She has a couple of different series. The one that I want to start with is called Resisting the Grump. It's a first book within a series. So besides this one being a small town romance, we already see from the title that it's going to be a grumpy sunshine situation, and that is one of my favorite tropes. I just want to discover a new to me romance author who I'm just going to be able to binge through, because I do know that she has a couple of different series that I can work my way through, and I think a couple of them are available on Kindle Unlimited as well. So I'm really looking forward to discovering more works by Ashley Munoz. Now, the last book fits within my discover new to me author, but also summary read kind of read. It's Babymoon or Bust by Ava Hunter. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I think it released last year and it got a little bit of hype when it released. I know that it features a trope that not everyone loves. It's like this surprise pregnancy trope thing where everyone doesn't like it. But for me, I don't mind it if it's done well. So if there is no unreasonable kind of secret keeping and stuff like that, I don't mind it if it's really done well. In this one, we've got a hero and heroine who have this one night stand. She gets pregnant. She thinks that she's going to do it on her own, but then the hero finds out that she's pregnant, and he kind of goes on this, I think she's going on this staycation just before she gives birth, and he goes on this vacation with her so that he can convince her that he wants to be a part of the whole process. And in the meantime, it turns out that they really have sparks together, and they really want to, or at least he wants to make it work, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all these reads. Essentially, I really am in the mood to pick up summary reads and actually all kinds of reads. I've been also on a fantasy romance binge, but I read a couple of those last month, and I think I maybe need a timeout. I think the only exception I may make is that I really need to pick up one of the Throne of Glass follow-up books that I think I'm stranded at number 5, so I need to pick up the 6th book if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where I am anymore, but I really need to pick them up because otherwise I'm going to forget what happened in the last book. So I want to pick up, I don't know, is it Arrow of Fire that I need to pick up? I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to continue on with the Throne of Glass series this month as well, so at least I'm going to pick up one of the books and then potentially read the next one up in July. We're gonna wait out and see. In the wrap-ups, you're gonna see if I made it or not. But maybe I need to just take a break from the fantasy romance books because they are typically longer and they take me a longer time to get through. But yeah, the ones that I mentioned in this video, I think are plenty to kind of stick by because I am notoriously really bad at following through with TBRs. That's why I don't do very many TBR videos on my channel, because I tend to get depressed when I see that I had these grand plans at the start of the month of reading these wonderful, amazing books, and then at the end of the month I see that I've only crossed off 2 or 3 of them because I went on a mood reading binge. So I don't know. I hope that I'm going to get through most of these because I really do have a couple of these already waiting for me, whether it be through Kindle Unlimited or on audiobook format. So I really hope that I'm going to have enough motivation to kind of cross off most of these. Please let me know if you've read any of these books so that you can give me motivation, whether I should pick them up, whether I should prioritize them, and also let me know what you plan on reading in the month of June. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care, and bye-bye.